The rules of trade have changed, and Canadian businesses are caught in the crossfire. In this video, Brandon Smith, Senior Vice President at Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc., breaks down the 2026 Tariff Trap, how trade wars are triggering Canadian bankruptcies, and what you can do to save your business before it is too late. I am Avatar Ira Smith, President of Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. Right now, the real Ira and Brandon Smith are helping consumers and entrepreneurs just like you deal with their personal and corporate debt problems. If you have too much debt and it's keeping you up at night, we would love to speak with you. Call us for a no-cost consultation. We are not for everyone, but if we accept you as a client, you will be treated with the utmost of respect, and our guarantee is that you will always be dealing with a licensed insolvency trustee, not a clerk or assistant. So I hope you can watch the rest of this video and you find the information helpful.
All right, let's get right into it. If you're in Ontario's auto manufacturing sector, you know your world basically got turned upside down overnight. We're talking about sudden international tariffs that have sparked a real, full-blown crisis. These are threatening businesses, maybe your business, that have been solid for decades. And look, this isn't just about watching your profit margin shrink. This is about straight-up survival. You know, this kind of pressure, it actually has a name, Tariffs-Induced Anxiety, and it's a very real thing. It's that pit in your stomach when you're staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering how on earth you're going to make payroll now that your shipping costs have doubled out of nowhere. If you're a business owner feeling that, let me tell you that fear is 100% justified. So let's call it what it is. This is a sudden, full-blown cash flow catastrophe. We're not talking about some dusty economic report predicting problems down the road. No, this is happening right now. It's an immediate threat to a part of our economy here in Ontario that is just absolutely vital. And when I say vital, I really mean it. Think about this. Ontario's auto sector supports over 100,000 direct jobs. That's a huge number. So this anxiety we're talking about, it's not just some abstract problem for executives in a boardroom. No way. It's hitting thousands of real, hardworking families all across the province. Okay, to really get a sense of how exposed we are, look at this number. Over 70% of all the auto parts made right here in Ontario are headed for the U.S. market. Think about that. It's like having almost all of your eggs in one basket. And right now, someone is shaking that basket hard. When that one single channel gets disrupted, the shockwaves are just massive. And just when you think it can't get more complicated, it does. Get this. Up to 80% of these parts actually cross the border multiple times before a car is even put together. So, every single time a part goes back and forth, it gets hit with another tariff. It's death by 1,000 cuts. What starts as a small tax quickly multiplies and turns into a potentially fatal financial wound for a company. All right, so when you're in a crisis like this, what's your first instinct? It's to do something, right? To react, to make a change. But here's the dangerous part. That gut reaction, that first instinct, might be the absolute worst thing you can do. It could actually leave your company even more vulnerable. So let's break down exactly why that is. This really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? When your company is bleeding cash and facing a debt crisis today, is fiddling with your supply chain or moving a warehouse going to be enough to stop it? Is that really the solution? Well, the short answer is almost always no. And here's why. You're basically fighting two completely different battles at the same time. On one hand, you have operational adjustments, things like finding new suppliers. That's a long-term play, right? It focuses on the future, takes 6, 12, maybe more months to get going. And, this is the key part, it does absolutely nothing to fix the mountain of debt piling up on your desk right now. On the other hand, you have financial restructuring. That's a whole different game. It's laser-focused on the debt you have today. It provides immediate legal relief and secures your business now. And this is what I really want you to see. Look at the difference in the speed of the impact. Yeah, diversifying your suppliers is a fantastic long-term idea, but it's slow. We're talking 6 to 12 months, maybe more. But something like a Division 1 proposal, that provides immediate legal protection. It can stop creditor lawsuits in their tracks, like right away. It's about speed and immediate relief. So this all leads us to the real solution here. When tweaking your operations just isn't cutting it, you need to know that there's a powerful legal safety net out there. It's a strategic tool that can give you the stability you desperately need, not just to survive, but to actually rebuild. And look, the experts in this field are pretty clear on this. Brandon Smith over at Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver Inc. puts it perfectly. He says that dealing with these tariffs isn't just about hunkering down and trying to weather the storm. No, it's about using specific corporate restructuring tools, like a Division 1 proposal, to actively protect your cash flow and, frankly, to avoid going bankrupt. So let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in that toolbox, the Division 1 proposal. Now, I know, it sounds like some formal, intimidating legal thing, but don't let the name fool you. All it really is a formal, government-sanctioned process that lets a good, viable business, like yours, hit the pause button. It allows you to restructure your finances, negotiate a deal with your creditors, and get back on solid footing. And the best part? You stay in control of your business the whole time. And the way it works is actually pretty straightforward. First, you file the proposal with a licensed trustee, someone exactly like Brandon Smith's team. And here's the magic part. The second you file, all creditor actions stop. Instantly. I'm talking no more threatening lawsuits, no more harassing collection calls. Everything just stops. That gives you the space to keep running your operations, negotiate a fair settlement on your debt, and then emerge on the other side with a stable financial future. So let's just hammer this home. The benefits are immediate, and they are real. Lawsuits get halted in their tracks. Threatening phone calls go silent. Your bank accounts, they get unfrozen. Suddenly, that crushing, constant pressure is just lifted. It's the critical breathing room you need to stop putting out fires and finally get back to what you do best, actually running your business. Okay, so let's talk about the path forward, because that's what this is all about, right? It's about empowerment. It's about you taking back the steering wheel and controlling your company's future instead of letting these crazy external forces call the shots. And let me be perfectly blunt here. Waiting around for politicians to sort out these massive trade disputes, that is not a business strategy. It's a wish, and it's a recipe for disaster. You can't bet your company's future on that. The power to save your business is in your hands, not theirs. You know, Brandon Smith said something that really hits home. He said, "You've worked too hard to let your livelihood get choked out by roadwork you can't control." And he's right. You've poured your blood, sweat, and tears into this. Letting it get squeezed to death by something totally outside your control is just not an option. He says making a move now is the smartest thing you can do. And I think he's absolutely right. So it all comes down to this, really. We've established that just waiting around is a losing game. And we've shown that there's a powerful legal safety net ready to catch you. So the only question left is, what's your next move going to be? Look, the first step to securing your company's future is always getting professional advice. It starts with a conversation, a confidential, no-strings-attached assessment with a licensed pro, like Brandon Smith and his team at Ira Smith Trustee and Receiver. They can walk you through your options, clearly and simply, and help you map out a real plan to navigate this mess. You've built something incredible. Don't let something as frustrating as a temporary border dispute tear it all down.